Hi, I'm Merrick D'Amato.
And I'm Matt.
And welcome back to Mindbreakers. I'm choosing the movie again today.
His way.
And I'm going for something we haven't done in a while.
Oh boy.
Something animated. And something kid-friendly. But also mind-bogglingly disturbing.
Ah, so the good kind of animated kids.
Yes. From the 80s, of course.
Oh, of course.
Today we're going to be watching The Brave Little Toaster.
Oh my!
And if you've seen this movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you're probably thinking, fucking really?
Yeah, really? The Brave Little Toaster?
No, seriously. 1987. This movie is... A group of dated appliances embarks on a journey to the city to find its master after being abandoned in its cabin in the woods. That is the worst description ever.
Yeah.
Basically, a kid loved some appliances. The appliances are apparently sentient. It's like Toy Story before Toy Story.
Yes.
And they were left behind, and now they got to go find their owner. And we have a toaster, a lamp, a radio, a vacuum cleaner, and an electric blanket. Those are our cast of characters.
I love it.
They are delightful. And this movie did spawn 2 terrible sequels. That were, by the way, released out of order.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know there were 2 more movies.
Yeah, they're not very good. They're Brave Little Toaster Go to the Rescue. And the greatest title ever, The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars.
I have several questions. How does a toaster go to Mars?
It's explained. It involves a ceiling fan.
That raises more questions.
Trust me, that's on the list. That movie's on the list.
Holy shit, that sounds amazing. That was released out of order?
Yes. It Goes to Space was released a year before
To the Rescue,
which creates massive plot holes because well, I'll talk about when it gets to the actual episode.
Fucking God. I've seen this movie when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That was about it.
So, let's watch this.
I'm excited.
So am I.
Hang on to your hats, you devil dogs, because the master blaster of all time is going to give you a soul injection.
They're the 5 spunkiest little characters you've ever met.
It's a possibility.
For years, they've been waiting
Can you see?
Is it him?
and waiting
He loved us.
That's right.
for their master to come home.
Master! Blanky!
We've been dumped, abandoned.
We're not gonna give up hope.
But now their waiting is over.
We're going out to find him.
What?
We're gonna go out and find the master.
Join a brave little toaster and his unusual pals on a magical journey
I'm ready.
through a world of mystery,
Light! I see light!
fantasy, laughter, and adventure. It's an exciting, strange, and fantastic voyage where you'll see scary places,
Hey, fellas, look!
a whole lot of little creatures,
Get out of here!
a few odd contraptions,
But I can't open a lamp and a shaver.
and some devices that are simply
Remarkable.
They're 5 plucky appliances determined to find their master no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what.
Join an inquisitive radio,
Well, what does that mean?
a bright little lamp,
I'm glad we don't have to do this every day.
a snuggly blanket, a crotchety old vacuum cleaner,
You're telling me.
and a brave little toaster.
Time to go.
In a heartwarming story for the entire family. Plug into the adventure of The Brave Little Toaster.
So, we were talking, and you realize that kids' films in the 80s were like Grimm's fairy tales, in that they basically existed to scare the shit out of you?
And let me tell you, Brave Little Toaster,
Oh boy!
Hot's one of them.
I mean, it did scare me. I even as a kid, I didn't really scare easy. But this has something I can objectively accept as nightmare fuel.
Yeah. No, it's visually, it is horrifying.
But not to mean it looks bad. The animation's really good.
It's amazing.
It's your typical 80s, not Disney movie.
Yeah.
For animation. Though technically it is Disney.
Is it?
Distributed by Disney.
Oh, that's okay.
It was also based on a book.
Yeah.
Because of course it was. It's also Toy Story before we had a Toy Story.
What was that, like 4? You said it was 97 it came out?
87.
87, so...
Before we had Toy Story.
Yeah, about good 6-7 years before Toy Story. Damn. This movie, guys.
Oh, we start out in a cabin.
In the woods.
Cabin in the woods. Ooh. And in this cabin we meet our cast. A toaster, who is called Toaster. A lamp, who is called Lampy. A radio called Radio. A blanket named Blanket. And a vacuum with the odd name of Kirby. This makes sense, sort of, because Kirby is a brand of vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, who just happens to suck up a lot of things.
He is voiced by Thurl Ravencroft.
What a name. I love that name so much.
In this opening, very little happens except for just pure, unadulterated chaos.
Just fun appliances cleaning the house, as they do.
Only needing to be plugged in when it's plot relevant. They say that we have the first musical number, which is the song Tutti Frutti already. This is an actual song that's not written for this.
Yeah.
We get these characters established. Radio never shuts up. Lampy makes lamp pun. Well, they all make puns related to what they are. Lampy's the fairly sarcastic. The lighthearted but sarcastic one.
Yeah.
Toaster's the optimistic leader.
Blanket's a kid.
Yeah.
Like, just straight up, just a child.
Like, toddler level.
Like
Kirby's a grumpy old man.
He's just tired of everyone, man. I love it.
And we also meet the air conditioner.
Yeah.
Who, if you've ever heard anything about this movie...
This is one of the
You know the air conditioner.
Yeah.
But before we get into the air conditioner, they hear, Blanky just stops mid-song. I hear a car. And he goes up to the attic and he hallucinates that it is the right car and has this really... happy, but clearly delusion.
His eyes weren't even colored in those.
And he looked stoned.
Like, he was just always, happy.
And then when he finds out it's not really the quote-unquote master, the kid who owns them at this country, it's a cottage, more like a cabin, but...
Yeah.
They're cleaning the house, which is weird. I don't know why the vacuum bitches at the other appliances when none of them are actually made to clean shit.
Don't worry about it. So it's whole film.
They also dance, but then we get the when Blanky really, really annoyingly cries.
Yeah.
I think it's more my speakers than anything.
Yes, but
because it didn't sound great.
Yeah, but even then, the acting wasn't that good.
But again, it's not just a kid character; it's a kid actor.
I think it is.
Because it's the same cast throughout all three movies, and by the third movie, the kid's grown up a bit.
Really,
it's still a kid, but it's better at acting.
Right.
So they meet the air conditioner, voiced by Phil Hartman.
God bless.
And is Phil Hartman dead?
Yeah, he died.
Then the late Phil Hartman. Rest in peace. And we get he taunts them for a bit, and then Kirby brings up, "You're just pissed because you're stuck in a wall." And then we get one of the most remembered scenes in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Which a lot of us, if we're in situations we don't like, can really relate to. Like if we feel stuck, I'm not an invalid. I was designed to stick in a wall. I like being stuck in this stupid wall.
And he just explodes.
It's my function! And he has basically a fatal heart attack on screen.
Because the whole thing is that they taunt him saying oh, the kid never played with you. And he says it's not my fault that he was too short to reach my knobs, which shows he cared.
Yeah,
he wanted to, but he just knew.
Yeah, his dickishness was a bit of a shield.
A little bit.
And then, Blanky keeps a photo of the master.
Right. That shatters at some point.
Yeah, because he and Kirby fight over it before the air conditioner death. And everyone looks like oh shit, we killed the air conditioner.
They saw death.
And then Kirby just, he was a jerk anyway. Like, dude! Just died!
They're so nonchalant about it, dude.
It's like when I played through the Ring Terror's Realm for Halloween.
Right.
And, like, the plot of at the beginning of the game, your boyfriend is killed by the Ring virus.
Cool.
And this whole game takes place in, like, a day. And someone makes a joke about your boyfriend calling you. I'm like, he died, like, 10 hours ago, bitch. Really? Okay. So they decide, they're like, what do? We don't want to stay in this fucking cabin forever. We should, like, go find the master. He might need us. And then Radio says, if only we were all wiener dogs! And then Toaster, who, when he gave his inspirational speech, was standing on a soapbox. Actually, I think Toaster might be female because voiced by a woman.
I have absolutely no idea.
It doesn't matter, they're appliances.
Yeah, like, it's a toaster. It doesn't matter.
But he's just standing on a soapbox giving the speech. And they're like, if only we're all wiener dogs! What? And that's the actual line. Just, what? Or maybe it was Bastards because this thing where there was a news report where a dog that was left behind
found his way
found his family. Like, okay, great, but how do we go there? We're appliances. How do we get out of the house? And Lampy has a whole bunch of plans, all of which that fail. So they just apparently need power now, even though they're mostly unplugged through the entire opening. They duct tape a generator to an office chair. And somehow open the door.
Yeah, Kirby opens the door somehow.
And they go, pulled by the vacuum, who's running on that as power. And they basically go through the forest.
Meet some woodland critters.
Get another musical number about the City of Light.
Oh, I completely forgot that number, yeah.
Then just some woodland stuff, start singing the same song, and just...
I thought...
utter nonsense happens.
I thought the worm was going to die.
The worm never dies. The worm makes it.
You're right.
There's an opera singing fish, specifically Wedding of Figaro. Or was it Barbara of Seville? I think Barbara of Seville.
I think. Frogs were doing, like, synchronized swimming.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
A bunch of people love seeing their reflections in Toaster. Like, this movie, like, if you watch the movie and you're just thinking about it, bear with the movie.
Yes,
because the movie does not start out great. This scene is stupid.
Yeah, I would say like right after.
I did not like this bit.
No, but I would say like right after the woodland critter stuff.
A bunch of rats try to steal Blanky,
and then he hits him over the head with a pitcher. Of the
yeah,
like no real reason.
Scooping up all the field mice and bopping them on the head.
Oh, fair enough. And then they all leave, and they're like, "Bye."
Well, I think there's a moment at another time where no, that happens later. But yeah, Toaster comes across a flower alone, a drooping flower, and the flower tries to hug its reflection in Toaster, and Toaster's like, "No, I'm not a flower. Go away." And then the flower just dies.
Yeah.
It's established at this point, like, because I stopped to sleep because I need to do that apparently. All of the appliances really seem to hate each other.
Oh my! That scene, like in the woods,
which is understandable because they've have had nothing but each other for company for 10 years at least.
Yeah, give or take.
So understandably, they're losing it. So they get back on the road.
I actually don't remember what happens right after
Blanky gets blown into a tree.
Yeah, that is next. Okay.
Then a lightning storm happens.
Lamp sacrifices himself.
No, before this, they make shelter. Blanky is the tent.
Yeah, he made a tent of himself.
And Lamp's trying to understand why Toaster's being nice to Blanky all of a sudden is because he just witnessed death. It's like, shit, that's how I'm treating Blanky. I should probably be nicer.
Yeah.
And like, hey, why are you doing that? And then he's like, it's like being next to a warm loaf of bread. I don't understand. And he explains the glow, and then Lampy has a flashback. This is important, by the way, because it gets to one of the first, like, really, oh shit, you went there moments in the movie.
Right.
Like, the kid was reading with the lamp, and then the bulb burned out. And Lampy was like, and said, in these words, go to, off to the showers. Or go to the showers. Or, no, to the showers. And normally you'd think, oh, it's like a sports reference, like end of gym class, something hit the showers.
Yeah, no.
But to the showers.
Head to the showers.
I'll leave you to make the implications yourself. Because it's not the first time it has a Holocaust reference.
No, it's not.
It's not the first time. Well, it is the first time, but it's not the last time.
It's not the only time.
This is, yeah.
This movie's special. I love it.
So, later scene, I keep wanting to say Flowey. But...
It's just the Y at the
Blanky.
end. Blanky.
Gets blown into a tree.
And then they find him.
Even though the tree can fly.
And then they find him. They do some good old search and rescue with Kirby pulling his own cord.
Yeah, which was a little stupid.
And then they all just fell down, making it pointless.
And one point, I don't know why, but they're in a lightning storm. And then Lampy recharges the battery by getting himself struck by lightning.
Yeah.
And then, like, he gets hit, his bulb shatters, he's burnt, and cut to black.
Yeah, he looks
But he's fine.
But he's okay.
I think that happened before this, but this is just scenes out of order.
This whole movie's fuckery, it's one thing after another.
They end up, they sucked into the mud and get saved somehow.
Oh, yeah.
No. They go near to a waterfall. Kirby has a seizure.
Like, straight up.
He short circuits, but I'm saying has a seizure because Lampy says, don't his cord, don't let him swallow it.
Yeah.
Like, if someone's, like, having a seizure, you put something in their mouth, like, between their teeth to keep them from swallowing their own tongue. A lot of jokes, not actually jokes, seizures are not funny, but references kids would not get in this.
Like, you know how, like, some kids' movies, they put an adult joke in there, too?
Yeah.
You know, just make the adult audience go, oh, okay, I get that.
Also,
this is just fucking terrible.
The young master looks like MiniMatt.
He really does. I don't like it. It freaks me out.
So, they all sink into quicksand.
Oh my god, fucking, we're dumb. During the thunderstorm,
yeah,
one of the scenes happens. The best scene, or one of the best scenes, which is the dream sequence.
Oh!
Completely skipped over that.
You want to cover the dream sequence?
Yeah, so basically Toaster has a little nice dream, about him and the Master. The Master's making toast, funny faces. And then, even though the toast is popped, smoke starts coming out of the toaster, indicating there's going to be a fire happening soon. It's a nightmare sequence. That's
Toasters don't like burning.
They don't.
They're toasters.
You know what? The smoke is hovering over the child. This is a dangerous thing. So what is the most logical thing that's going to happen next?
Your kid's going to suffocate, clearly.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least start coughing.
No, sadly, because this movie's like, no, we're going to turn the smoke into a fucking fire-fighting clown.
First, it's a hand that grabs him.
Yeah.
Because he wants to introduce the kid to his... No, that has bad implications. I'm very sorry about that.
I mean, yes. But it's okay, because it's Tim Curry.
Yeah. Seriously, Fern Gully... Ugh.
What a fucking film.
Tim Curry's performance as Hexus in that song and the animation on Hexus...
That's the best part.
Deserve to be in a better movie.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, the clown.
Creepy clown face pops up and he just
He's
goes,
a fire... And he's a fireman, and he shoots a stream of water that's forks.
Turn into forks.
And then we get a suicide imagery.
With the toaster falling into
a bathtub. And ooh!
Holy shit.
So that was the dream sequence.
One of the other most famous scenes, I would say, from this film. Especially
there are three. We've covered
there are three.
We've covered two so far. Not going to spoil, but though you know what the last one we're talking about is.
You all know.
You know what we're talking about.
If you've seen the film, you know.
Or if you've looked up the film, it's one of the first things that pops up.
Oh, yeah.
Or possibly videos of The Brave Little Toaster is not for children! It's one of the first that
or like
for
those
me.
childhood trauma videos. Like that. Like this is one of them that gets talked about.
I loved this movie as a kid. I love it now. It's great.
It's It's a good one.
So they go sink into the mud, and a weird round man,
so big
and so cartoon, like for a cartoon, looks cartoon.
Yeah, he looks very cartoon.
Takes all of the appliances, throws them in the back of his monster truck, and drives to his repair shop with his dog, who wears a seatbelt.
Who put it on himself.
I mean, yeah, if you're going to drive in the car with your dog, you put the seatbelt on the dog. It's not a human seatbelt. Those are bad for dogs. It's a thing you put it on the harness and you clip into the thing. It's fine. You seatbelt your dog. And don't leave your... Also, this is important. Don't leave your dog in the fucking car!
Yeah, don't...
Asshole!
Yeah, don't ever do that.
But then we learn he's definitely an asshole, because he has a part shop full of basically the toys from the Sid's toys from Toy Story, but appliances. You see him make a flab-away shake, which he tops off by just eating two hand fistfuls of marshmallows.
Disgusting human being. Then he gets a customer. A customer rings.
I hate this. This customer looks weird. He has he has piano keys coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, like for most of the scene that we're in the shop, he's like really far away.
You just hear his voice. A voice which does not fit his appearance. The voice, I'd assume, goes with his appearance would be basically Goofy. He looks like Goofy as a human.
He does. He really does.
But the voice sounds too reasonable for that. It's like, I need a blender motor. I need a blender motor. It's like, I got a shipment of blender motors in today. And then he very graphically, but you just see his hand in silhouette, removes the blender from the motor from his living blender. He doesn't know his tools are sentient, but still, removes the blender, the motor from the blender. And you see the oil dripping out of it like blood as he sells the motor for $5.95. And immediately the 5 appliances are like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And then the hanging lamp, also voiced by Phil Hartman, gives his bulb to Lampy. And like, hey, can you tell us? Lampy's like, hey, so how do we escape this place? And Hanging Lamp's just, you hear that, boys? He wants to know how to escape!
And then they proceed to do...
He's based on Peter Lorre.
Oh, yeah.
He's based on Peter Lorre from who's in the Maltese Falcon and some Hitchcock Presents and such. That's what he's based on.
Yeah.
Also, he's in Casablanca. He's the wormy guy in most Humphrey Bogarts.
Let me get
it's an interesting dynamic to radio's Humphrey Bogart impression to most people.
Right.
I don't watch Casablanca again. That's besides the point.
I've seen it once.
You despise me, don't you? Remember the poop rat?
Yeah.
And we are not watching Food Fight. Fuck. Okay.
Are you scaring me? Am I scaring you? Scared. But yeah.
So they have my favorite song in the movie.
Yeah, this is your favorite number.
It's a B movie.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's called It's a B Movie. And I love this song because I think I've said this, I grew up watching the Universal Pictures Monsters. Right. This has, I watched all the movies. I grew up watching those. This has reference to House of Wax and Vincent Price and more Holocaust imagery when they're trapped in the oven.
They get thrown into the oven, man.
Yeah.
Like, they don't go in there willingly. They get tossed in the oven.
And a lot of creepy imagery with this, the tentacles of electronic wires. Yeah. And then the song's over. Look it up. It's really good. I actually had it on my MP3 player for a while. Human Goofy comes in and I need some radio tubes. So they're going to open the radio, but they make a ghost out of appliances. And the fridge breaks open the door. I'm disappointed.
It's a jailbreak.
I'm disappointed. Because there are a few movie references in this. I wanted a One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest reference.
Mm.
Like with the big chief throwing the thing through the window. That's such a good movie. But sad. Well, they escape. The dog's like, oh shit, and steals the monster truck.
Not before putting on his belt.
Of course. And
First.
I almost broke at this. Why was the dog driving? It's a movie about sentient appliances who go to the city. Doesn't matter.
You gotta kind of keep reminding that of yourself when you're watching this film. Because there are a lot of things that don't make sense.
This movie's ridiculous.
It's
and
so
that's why I love it.
It's so wacky.
So they escape. They steal the baby carriage so they can use it for transport.
Fair enough.
We get to the master, who's a college kid now.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to go to college. I need to take some stuff for the dorm, and he wants to go get his stuff from the old cottage. Oh,
what?
They're not there no more.
Like, they literally cross the road as he's going to the cottage.
You know those moments in American Tail when Fievel and his family almost get back together, but they don't? This movie has a lot of that.
Right there.
This movie's got a lot of that.
Yeah, it really does that.
A lot of the like high tech 1987 technology.
1987 high tech.
We're like, shit, they want to take some old stuff to the universe. What about us?
They don't want to take all the cool, new, expensive stuff? I don't understand. My favorite character is the mom.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, take the lamp. Yeah, what are you going to read? I won't read. I'll just go outside. It's like, fair enough. I mean, I guess.
So, we'll deal with human character. He
I mean,
goes to the cabin, finds all his stuff's gone. It's like, aw, they fucked up my house. But because to him, the fuck, people just broke into my childhood home and rode a mattress down the stairs and kicked over my fridge.
And like pogo stick broke in the middle of the living room.
Who does that? These particular appliances I were looking for are just stolen. The hell? Also, they let you have a toaster in your dorm room?
Do they not usually?
Not usually. Not heating it. Nothing that heats stuff. No microwaves and hot plates, anything.
Weird.
A lot of the time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, how do you cook?
Go to use like the communal stuff in the cafeteria.
Ew.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck?
I mean, they might allow toasters, but I know they don't allow microwaves and they don't allow hot plates.
Huh. I never knew that. That's very weird.
That's one of the reasons, aside from income, that a lot of college students just eat ramen.
Fair enough.
Or takeout.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So the appliances reach the house
by looking in the phone book,
finding it because I can get Lamp can read because he's a reading lamp.
Right.
Asking the traffic light for directions, which I'm surprised works because I was hoping for the it doesn't respond joke.
Yeah.
Like in one of the Star Trek movies when they're in the modern day. And Chekhov just picks up the mouse to the computer and says, "Computer?" into it because he doesn't know how our primitive technology works.
Yeah, they find the house, find the apartment, A113.
They meet the asshole fancy new appliances, who then sing about how high-tech they are. Well, almost every single thing here is obsolete, except maybe the sewing machine.
Yeah.
I don't get why the lamp thinks it's hot shit. Okay, yes, the toaster oven versus the toaster, I get it.
Yeah.
The new vacuum cleaner, yes. There's no electric blanket replacement, but whatever. The new radio, Oh, we also meet Television, who has this animated fat guy with a mustache.
That's still,
basically an animated Wilford Brimley persona.
It still bothers me. It's okay.
He's important later.
Yes.
But they like him.
Well, I think he's the TV from their cottage, that's why.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I get the other things, but lamp.
It's a lamp.
It's also a less effective lamp than Lampy.
Yeah, because lamp is small.
He's small. He's portable.
Yeah, he's got
and he has like articulated neck. Like I have a reading lamp right over here that has the same thing.
He's just a stationary one.
Yeah, that doesn't even. You can't even just light comes out the side. I hate those lamps, man.
All right.
Like I'll have them on because I don't like a lot of the time having the big light on.
Right.
I'll put one in the corner, have some light so I'm not in darkness for watching television because it's bad for your eyes. But reading from those, you have to like position yourself to get the light. No. I like to angle the thing. So yeah, that lamp has no right to fucking say anything. It's a lamp.
Stacking like hot shit. I love it.
Just like, well, actually, yeah, they're all incandescent bulbs. So yeah, the lamp would be hot.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's shit. So they throw them out the window. They go to the garbage dump for the scene you all remember.
Yeah.
The TV tries to tell the kid that it's at Ernie's disposal by making up commercials and like, hey, you should go there.
Not like one commercial, like 5.
5, or one long infomercial.
Yeah.
So we get the song you remember.
It's my personal favorite one.
Worthless. It's the other of the 3 most remembered things of this movie.
Yeah, this is
with good reason.
Oh, absolutely.
And interestingly, every verse references a different ignored group in society. The elderly, people with anxiety and other mental issues, people who just can't deal with the stress, drifters, one-hit wonders, and like washed up celebrities.
Yeah.
And just life and death and just death in general with the hearse.
It's very
Then we also have the thing that freaked me out most as a kid. It's the magnet, because this is an appliance that exists solely to destroy other appliances,
including the muncher machine too. Like that's just his job, is to destroy appliances. At
least that one looks kind of like he's not actively searching things out.
Exactly.
Like, okay, I'm gonna do this, or the same thing's gonna happen to me.
Yeah. Is he always looking down?
I think he's always looking just straight
it's
ahead.
Always straight, right? Okay.
He doesn't want to see what he's killing.
Fuck.
So yeah, the Worthless plays, and then this the magnet just stops its entire plan. Like it's worked just to kill these 5 tiny appliances that won't yield much scrap metal.
All because they don't want to face death, reasonably so.
The kid arrives, finds his stuff, then gets put onto the conveyor belt and almost gets crushed to death until the toaster throws himself in the gears and shuts it all down and saves the kid.
Then his girlfriend is all like, "Hey, get down from there! You're freaking me out."
And he should say, "I almost died, you bitch."
Cascafart.
So yeah, they have the appliances. At one point earlier, the master who's called Bob, Master Bob, Bob the Builder, fixes the air conditioner, and the air conditioner sheds a tear, and it's really sad.
It's genuinely sad,
and it's also really sucks for the air conditioner because great, now the air conditioner's alive again to spend eternity bolted into a wall in the cottage.
Yeah,
which is for sale. It might not even get bought. Especially with the shit thrown around and the cracks in the wall now. From when the air conditioner died. And he fixes the toaster somehow. And they all live happily ever after.
Zoe. That's like literally it.
Yeah.
Like it just...
2 sequels needed to happen. Released out of order. And one he goes to space. What did you think of the brave little toaster?
I saw this movie when I was a kid. When I was about 6 years old, give or take. I didn't remember it much. I remembered Worthless. I remember that whole scene. And I remember the clown. Because obviously.
And the air conditioner.
And the air conditioner scene. Basically the 3 most, probably one of the most, some of the most memorable scenes.
It's my function!
And I will say, now, rewatching it, I appreciate it so much more. Yeah. I love this fucking movie.
It's delightful.
It's delightful in probably the wrong ways.
Well,
but also the right ways.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, it's just a really good movie.
Heartwarming, dark when it needs to be.
Which is a lot.
And, as I said, 80s kids' films existed to scare the piss out of you.
Oh, yeah.
Because PG meant
you need
have a parent there. Parent, make sure your kid can handle this.
Yeah. This isn't, there's, one swear. And then that's it. You know
wasn't... I think Doug Walker coined it that PG just means practically G.
Yeah.
Now...
It really is. But no, back then you needed a parent.
Used to be. When a movie was R, it was Nightmare on Elm Street. Or Friday the 13th or Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Clockwork Orange, unless you're in Quebec, where it's PG, because Quebec's fucked up with its rating system.
Yeah, R in like America is like 13 here.
Yeah.
I love it. I have absolutely no shits.
PG-13 was a great rating to be invented.
It really was.
Because it became the standard.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Temple of Doom is PG.
Yeah, it is.
Think about that.
It is. That's messed up. I love it.
And, like, think of an 80s kids movie. Even the Disney shit. Like, in Disney, what do you think, like, take, for example, Great Mouse Detective.
Right. Good movie.
The fucking jump scare bat.
Oh, yeah. I don't even, yeah.
Or the scene in the clock tower, shout out to Castlevania, when Ratigan just beasts out.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Even Fox and the Hound, which is pretty fucking tame, had the bear.
Yeah.
And the bear wasn't anthropomorphized at all.
It was just
which is what made him scary.
Yeah, it was
it's
just a bear.
Like, oh, what's so scary about a bear? It's a bear. That's scary enough.
It angry all the time.
Like, a lot of people think bear, like, this is actually a problem with, like, teddy bears. Like, why I don't get teddy bears. Here, kid, especially when they happened. Here, kid, learn to think this terrifying monstrosity is...
cute and cuddly.
Yeah. Because bears will fucking end you.
Oh, yeah, they don't care about your
Secret of Nim had nightmare fuel. Return to Oz was nightmare fuel.
Return to Oz is just nightmare fuel, period.
Dark Crystal, Never-Ending Story.
Labyrinth to a degree.
Labyrinth less so for me, because it was always more fun.
For sure, but I mean, like...
Because it got David Bowie and he's singing.
But, like, there's still, like, one or two parts where you're like, ugh.
She's going to say the words.
Oh, man, I want to rewatch that movie. It's been a while.
Where did you learn that rubbish? Doesn't even start with I wish. I wish the goblins would come and take you away right now. That's not hard, is it?
I really gotta rewatch
You
it.
shut up.
It's been a while.
Love the goblins. It's a great movie.
It really is. Jim Henson, period.
Yeah.
Back then, you didn't fuck around.
I did love, I was talking to someone, sorry about this tangent we're on now, but I was talking to someone about Labyrinth, like Muppet versions of movies. Like, yeah, Muppet.
Right.
You have the Muppet Treasure Island, which is great. You have the Muppet Christmas Carol, Muppet Wizard of Oz,
right.
That kind of shit. Like, they should make a Muppet Labyrinth. Like, it's already Muppet Labyrinth.
I was gonna say, did you see the movie?
My favorite was someone said they should make a gay version of He-Man. So, okay,
have
whatever.
They seen Adam?
I think they meant the live action movie.
Oh, that's worse.
With the whipping where he leans his butt into it. Ivan Drago once... Not Ivan Drago, that's the character he played in Rocky IV.
Yes.
Dolph Lundgren, who's actually a genius, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Once said that was the low point of his career. Was being a
Oof.
He-Man in that movie.
Well, I mean, I guess, like, Bob Hoskins, where he's like, the worst thing I ever done? Yeah, the Mario movie. That was the dumbest thing I've ever done. And
Not the dumbest thing Ed Leguizamo's ever done.
No, definitely not.
Personally, I'd give that to either Spawn or Moulin Rouge.
Who's in Moulin Rouge?
Yeah.
Huh.
Who's the dwarf?
Yeah, you're right. I still go Spawn.
I liked him in Land of the Dead.
It was good. That was a tangent.
Yeah, so I'm going to give this movie personally a solid... fuck it. Let nostalgia win. This gets a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, no, I give it a 4 out of 5 too. Not even just
This is a
nostalgia.
great movie.
It's a good movie. It's
Watch
entertaining. It's visually impressive for the time.
And now I have opened the gates. The sequels are now fair game.
Shit.
Yeah.
Will it be like the other?
Let me just
sequels?
explain this thing with the sequels.
Oh yeah, you said
like the third Ghost to Mars came out before To the Rescue.
Right.
But in To the Rescue, his girlfriend Chris is still kind of college age.
Right.
While in Ghost to Mars,
They're like 20.
They have a kid.
Oh, never mind.
And the kid goes to space!
Like, I really want to see that now. I'm just how curious I am. Like, what the fuck happens in that movie? I don't know what happens. What transpires.
Well, it's very, very simple. There's also a talking rat.
Okay, that's
that
fine.
can talk to the appliances.
That's fine. Whatever.
They take a laundry basket, attach it to a ceiling fan, and obviously fly to space.
Of course.
I think they use a washing machine for fuel. But still, laundry basket, ceiling fan, moon.
We have NASA Live. Everything
Used to have to learn to bombard many things to build a new home on the moon.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It could work.
I'm not saying it
but
can't.
It can only work flex tape.
Phil, you make me angry, Phil.
I was in Home Depot.
Did you find flex tape?
No.
Damn.
I found Flex Seal.
Oh, it's even better.
We sawed this bolt in half! I'm sorry, we have to stop now. We're just on tangent about flex tape jokes. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.